Yeah, so today what we'll do initially, we'll start applying a patch, and we'll also work on that restore point. Altaf came, Altaf joined today. Altaf was asking about that. Yeah, so we'll also see that. Um, so what we have is, yeah. So, okay, let us revisit what are the things to be done. So normally, whenever you are applying a patch, what you do is, what are the different phases? ADOP. First one is, what is the one? What is the first one?
FS clone.
Yeah, FS clone,
FS
and
clone.
then
Prepare,
then
apply,
yeah, then apply, then
finalize,
finalize, cut over, and yeah, clean up.
clean,
Right.
clean up.
So yeah, so these are the steps what we have to do. So
So finalize,
yeah, what is that?
actualize,
Yeah,
actualize all.
actualize all is not mandatory, but these are the complete patching cycle. Right. So what I did is, I already applied. I already did the FS clone and and prepare because both of them are long term. So how I did is using the tmux session. I'm not sure. The session is there. See. Uh, so I have did it in normally in tmux, anything long session normally I do in the tmux session. So I completed the prepare. I completed first. I completed the FS clone and then prepare. See, normally I do in the tmux session, so that something some it will run in the background for us. In between, you can always check, like, what's happening. So see, both of them are completed. So control B, D, control B and D to come out. There are few little commands, very less commands to in order to know with tmux.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Sir, this TMX need any, install directly, or we have to install?
No, just
TMX?
yeah, install tmux.
Okay, it's not there by default.
Now, by default, it is not there. By default, it is not there. We have to install separately. So we are following this. Everybody, some people follow screen. I used to follow, even actually, I used to follow VNC. So I used to follow VNC, but somehow I came to know about this tmux, and actually you can open multiple sessions. So much thing I've seen in the current last project. So I started, using this. Okay, right. So these are the two steps which are completed. Right, FS clone completed, prepare completed. So we will apply one patch. So I am just checking before what patch I have. Okay. We will select some patch.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
So I'm not getting your voice.
I'm not talking.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Okay, we will select some one patch. Okay, we'll select randomly one particular patch. Some patch we'll select for our thing. Okay, so we will take any patch. So let us see. Suppose, for example, I'll take this patch. Okay. I'll unzip this particular patch. It's a very small patch. Oh, it is not. It's having a driver. So let us select a little smaller. This one. I want to select a big one because it will take longer time. Yeah, this one. This has everything for us. Okay. So just let me see the README file. Yeah. So this is a good one. Fair enough. Yeah. So this is fair enough. This is a good patch for us for our testing purpose. So some templates or something like that. Okay. So we will apply this particular patch. Okay. So what I'll do, so this one I will copy to some location. Okay, so I'll create a folder called patches. You can create anywhere. A lot of people, do different ways, but I follow, I wherever space is there, I do this. All right. So this is the particular patch what we need to apply. So how do you apply this? So you say ADOP space is equal to apply patches. Patches is equal to this one, and patch top. You have to give a patch top. We should not give the complete folder one step backwards, because it will automatically search, because we already given. You can add parameters like workers, right? So, and you can apply the patches. So it is normally number of CPU into 2, but I normally go max for 15, 16. I'll go, not more than that. Right. So we are all set for the patch because we completed the first 2, and we'll apply this particular patch. So in 12.2, I'm in 12.210. Okay, I'm in 12.210. That's why I have something. EBS system is some new thing which came up. It's a system password, and also you will have a environment file. EBS environment file also be created when you're applying the TXK patches. So, yeah. Right. Okay. Oh, the patch is already applied. So I need to select another patch. So also, right, before applying, see, this is a new thing, but I have to tell you that I have a patch.sql file. First thing is, before applying the patch, we should select whether the patch is applied or not. Okay. So I have a patch.sql file which I'm following from generations, from almost 10, 15 years. So actually, before applying itself, what you have to do is we have to select whether the patch is applied or not. So if you say SQL plus apps and a patch, and if you give the patch number, right? See, this patch is it is already applied. So that's the reason why it is not taking. So we need to select another patch. So we will do, we will search another one and we'll come back. But this time, before applying itself, we will select whether the patch is applied or not. Okay, so this one is completed. I'm just seeing this one. This is too big file. I don't want to apply very big file also. Not TXK patches. I think TXK patches, it will not help us. So let us see this one. Yeah, we have, but in this time, what we do before applying, we will run the script. Man, I think all these patches, I'm not finding one particular patch. Wait a minute. Let's see some patch which is never applied. OEM 12C, I think it would have not been applied. So first, before that, before applying and unzipping itself, we will run. Man, what is this? Okay. Yeah, okay, we got lucky. But I have to see about the history about this particular patch. That is what I thought. It is some other junk thing. See, it's a sa. Yeah, I think I saw one thing, but before doing, I just let me unzip it. So whatever may first you have to see the README file, okay? Just to understand something. Okay, something relevant to okay. That is why it is not very nice. So this is our patch. So now what you do, you replace this one with this. Okay, so the patch is in progress. So after that, we have to do a finalize and cut over and clean up. So yesterday, Altaf was asking for us, how to do that restoration point, but he's not there. But still, I'll show and maybe I'll share the, comments for him.
Sir, this EBS system password is same password for database
Manager.
tables or different EBS?
This is the manager password, the same manager password, right? Yeah, it's the same manager password. Okay, right. Yeah. So it came, I think, when you are applying 12.210 to 12, in between it came, this one EBS system password, the system password and like that. So just to check whether the patch is applied or not. So you can again counter check. Actually, you should have taken the invalid objects Control C. It is applied today, 1st October. So you should also taken the count of invalid objects before and after also we normally check. Okay. So I assume that you are taking care of that. Okay. So now the next one is we have to do a finalize. This will compile the invalid objects. Apps manager admin 357. So after this, we do a cutover. So now your run file system is FS2 and the patch file system is FS1. So at this point, either you can abort or you can proceed with the cutover. So, I will just today I will explain you about this, about this restore point, how you take the restore point, right? Restore point. So, and you doubt that after cutover something happens or something has really happened and you want to go back. You want to go back. So first one is take the backup of application. Srikanth is there. Srikanth, you're back. Oh, Srikanth also is not. Okay. So take the application backup, cold backup, just like a cold backup. Either you use rsync or physical copy. I have taken the backup. And normally, as I told you, right? Normally, as I told you, you take in the same location where your FS1 and FS2 are there. So see, here only you take the backup. So it becomes very easy when something goes wrong. If you want to just use the backup. If you copy some other folder, right, it takes very long time to copy back. Suppose you copied in D01, right? To copy the entire folder, it will take 1 hour. If you don't want to spend so much of time, no, you don't want to spend so much of time. So I have just taken the backup of FS1, FS2, and FSNE. Okay, so this backup. So this backup in this, the run file system will be the run file system will be FS2 because this is the run file system. So in this, the run file system will be FS2. But now when you're applying the patch, okay, so let me draw the diagram. So where is my FS2? Where is my FS1? So to get a clear understanding about this. Srikanth is there. Hi, Srikanth. Okay, so our current run file system is FS2. Srikanth, you're able to hear us? Okay, right. So here, what we did is FS2 is our run file system. And FS1 is your patch file system. So now when you're applying the patch, right? Actually, when you're applying the patch, so, it has been applied to this part. Yeah, so the patch has been applied to this area. Okay, so this is your run file system and patch file system. So now you have to do a cutover. So after doing the cutover, what will happen? So both will switch. So FS1 will become run file system and FS2 will become. So you just you doubt that something happens. My production may not come up. So I had this issue in my organization when I did a cutover. It didn't came up. And we tried 2 hours, 3 hours. We were not able to resolve the issue. So at that time, I had to restore the entire database. I had a RBAN backup. That was a big, long thing. But actually, shorter form is A lot of people do this. A lot of people do this. First, you take the backup of the application. Basically, your FS1, your FS2, your FSN. These are the 3 folders you have to take the backup. Then you have to create a restore point. Of course, you have to create a restore point. This one, when you have to create restore point before the cutover or before starting the patch itself, it all depends upon you before the patch or before cutover, because whenever you are doing a cutover, whenever you are doing this patch application at the start of before cutover or at the beginning of the patch, you can create a restore point. Okay, first of all, your system should be running on RK log mode. So my system is already running in RK log mode. For this, it is mandatory. Right, my system is RK log enabled. Okay. So first one is it should be RK log enabled. Second one is you have to say enable flashback on. Okay, so this recovery area is not enabled. So for the two parameters have to be set. Recovery. So there are two parameters. What I should give the space for it. Okay, so let me do that. Yeah, that is what is, we have to say DP recovery destination, and also the space. Two parameters have to be set for this. So in companies normally it will be set, but if it's not that set, yeah. Actually, two parameters also. There should be something like a size also. DP file destination and DB recovery size also. Yeah. So DB recovery and DB destination size. Actually, two parameters. Okay. So this one, what we'll do? This one we have to give, and one is the size, like in 100 GB, 200 GB. Yeah, we have this. Yeah, actually two parameters. Okay. Yeah, just give a big size, because once I had a problem that you know what, I started it and I forgot to switch off alter this flashback off, and this space got filled up, and it was a downtime for us. So you need to be this space also will give. So I'm just shutting down the database, because I think these parameters are I don't think they are you can change it just like that. So why not we do this? Okay, come on. So we'll give a space. Okay, so this one, what you do, you go to Oracle Home, you go to DBCS, you go to open the init prod.ora, and you go to the end of the file. You set it, and you set this, and you save it. Okay, now so these two parameters have to be set before you can enable the flashback. So let me add this point also. So now you can enable the alter database flashback on. Yeah, so now the flashback is on. So now you can create a restore point, like before cutover. This is very nice command. Actually, this is very nice command. You can use for different, everywhere you can use. I think Shahzad, you have used, right, this particular thing. You were asking in the long back when you are upgrading. I think you are telling you are asking this question on this restore point.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Right. So today we will also restore. Also, we'll also go back. Okay? We'll also go back. We'll go back to this position. Okay. So our what we did is now the cutover is completed. At any point of time, you can say. See, now prepare is completed, apply is completed, final is completed, cutover is completed. Okay. So just for testing this restore point, right, what I'll do, I'll create a table, and this table should not be there, right? Just for example, create a table, test a restore, just for testing the database. Okay, just for testing the database, varchar to 20, just for, like, if I restore, this table should not be there, because after this all the changes will be lost. Okay, so just give like before restore. So this command should not be there. If I restore back my database, I just move my back. If I move back the database to this one, so this table should not be there. Okay, so I just for testing purpose, right? So now what we do, we run the cutover. Yeah, this all things has to be tested. That is why I always tell to everyone should have a test environment, practice all this, right? So you can really in all these commands actually when you directly do in real time, you will be a little bit nervous whether it will work, because this is like a production, right? You're doing in a production, so whether it will really work, whether it will not work. So in order to avoid all that confusion, we should have a system, and regularly we should be in touch with all of these commands. Hi Raghu, how are you?
Yeah, doing good, sir.
Yeah, you're
How about
following
you,
all this,
sir?
right? What I'm telling?
Yes, correct, sir.
Yeah. Okay, see, what happens is, see, this will actually, it will bring down your concurrent manager. So normally, if you, you can open another session, and you check for FND Libra, and if possible, you just kill it. Okay. If it is only one, because, it will not die. Yeah, you have to wait for this. At the end, there should be one left. So that will be the internal manager. So that one you can kill it. Otherwise, you should wait for 1 hour also. Nothing will happen. Okay, we just wait for the last one, because what it does is once the cutover is completed, it will try to shut down your it will shut down your application. So the preferred method is, we normally put all the jobs and holds in our any company. Every company will have a script. Whatever the scheduled jobs are there, right? We run a script, so that will put all the jobs on hold. I think most of you will be following this. So once the maintenance is completed, we test everything, and then we release the jobs. So that way, what will happen is, once the jobs are released, they will start again. We just don't want any jobs to run during the maintenance of what you're doing. See, now only one is there, right? So this is an internal manager. Sometimes it will not get killed. It will not be killed also. You can kill it. So now nothing is there. Now it will move. See, now this will move. Wait, it will wait for some time. It will move. See, now it has moved. Otherwise, what will happen? Initial days, I still remember. I almost waited like 1 hour. Hey, why it is not moving? Why it is not moving? Why it is not moving? So after that, we learned, oh boy, this it is, it was clearly showing that, it was looking for the internal manager to come down. So this is the way how you normally apply a patch. You do a cutover. Now also, there will be a switch of patch file system and run file system as I showed you. So this FS2 will become patch and FS1 will become run. So assuming that, so that is that is what I wanted to show you, how to apply a patch. But I also wanted, yesterday Altaf was asking me, like, if something happens after the cutover, after the cutover, sometimes your system is not coming up. How do you roll back the changes, right? As being a DBA, the highest priority should be safeguard your database and application. See, we took a 10 hours downtime for one of the customer. It is not acceptable. And even the client side also, there were two people who didn't sleep whole night. Of course, we were working in the daytime. So they were in the US. They also didn't slept on that day. At the morning, we brought up, they were a little bit, oh, okay, what happened, like this. But after that, we just brought it up, and then still, okay, everything is good, no, everything is fine. So the thing is, at any cost, you should be able to bring the system back. That should be your intention. If you are not able to bring the system back, then on that day you can put the paper and go. That is what I can tell. Luckily, I'm other day, this restore point I didn't write. I directly restored from the RMAN backup. On top of RMAN backup, I applied all the RKlog files. So that was a little long process. And still I brought it up after 10 hours. We told we are restoring. They told no problem. You just bring us the system. The client side, what they do, they just want the system to be running. They don't worry what you are trying to bring it up also, whether the new feature has been applied or whether patches are not. They don't care. They just want the system should be up, because if the system is not up, then they will be in trouble, and entire organization will be in trouble. So that's why we are all DBAs, right? So the very important thing is safeguarding database and application. That is why you are being paid for that. So you need to be very good in RMAN backups, all the things, whatever you try to learn. So you do not know, this method is much better, because after doing that method, I was just thinking, hey, I should have used that restore method. Why I didn't use it? Why I went for long method? So then we started using this method. So this method.
So this type of messages coming like DB handler error code.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah. So note, this is a normal in online patching cutover phase. DB handler. I saw that your session has been killed. I have to see that reconnecting database fixed. Okay, maybe because maybe when application was up, I shut down and started the database. Maybe for that. Not sure. I have to see that. Right. So now, even see, it will ask you all the users must resource. So you have to log out and log in. At this point, you have to, because what it does is it will switch run file system to patch file system. It is trying to start all the services. So if you open a new session, everywhere it shows, it will broadcast the message. Okay, we'll use this one. Everywhere it will show that message. So now what you do, you connect to Oracle, and if you see run file system should have been swapped. Run file system is been switched off. It is switched. So now run file system is FS1. If you see before the thing, that's why better I wrote it. So FS2 was run and FS1 was patch. So now there is a switch. So run file system become FS1, patch file system is become FS2. Right? So patch is successful. And at any point of time, if you are a little worried, you can always run this command. Right? So see, so these three are completed, and cutover is getting, it is running, and then the cleanup is there. It is basically starting the services. So I have given only one example. That's all I can give you. So now you have to take it to a, you should take to the next stage. You should take to the next stage. Means, you have to do this a complete upgrade. Yesterday I went through this complete, this how to upgrade from 12 to 12 to 3, 12 to 12. So here they are not using a patching cycle.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. This cutoff is going on. When now we created the restore point. If there is some issue come, so in the database level we restore this.
We have to restore the database, and also we have to restore the application also.
Restore the database or restore this restore point?
Restore point. Restore point.
What is the command for the restore?
I'll show you. Wait. I just want to. I'll do that. Yesterday I told you, right? Yesterday, yesterday one of you have asked me. I told that everything. I have kept all the commands here. See all these commands.
Sir, Kishore sir, can you keep the rsync, that application FS1, FS2 have taken that? Can you keep that command?
rsync,
rsync command, like
okay.
Yeah. Step number 1, taking the backup of application.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you asked me. I have all these. Either you can use.
Yes, syntax is sufficient, sir. We will make it up. That's all.
Yeah.
Thanks, sir. Thanks a lot.
Either you can use a copy or you can use a rsync. But normally in the companies, we use rsync. Every day we run that rsync command. Yeah. Actually, it is on the same machine. So you can copy to other machine, or now in our case, it is the same machine. I will show this also. Okay. So now, what is the status? Yeah, completed. Cutover is completed. So we'll do the, okay. Now you check the status. Right. So see, now cutover is there. So now you try to access the application, and application is not coming up. Right, application is not coming up. So now you tried for 2 hours, 3 hours, or cutover has failed. Something has happened at the cutover, and you literally go back. You want to go back. So it is both database and application has to be restored to the backward thing. Okay. So I will show you how to do that. So this patching cycle is clear, right? For everyone?
Yeah, clear, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, patching cycle is clear. We are adding one extra thing about how to do this. Suppose you want to roll back your database, how to do that. So for that, we already completed the base thing. We took the application backup, and also we created a restore point. Okay. So now, yeah. Okay, you can also see, there is this. I provided all the steps here, so you can. Right, you can see your restore point here. Your SCN also will be there. So actually, you need to go to this particular SCN, and current SCN will be little different. So current SCN will be little bit higher because of this SC. Maybe you're not able to see. But yes, what is the SCN the restore point and what is the current SCN? There will be some difference. So now how do you restore? So simple. So you can this is here I'm not able to see the whole thing. Why am I not able to see the whole thing? How do you see the whole number? Anyone has a comment? Too long, two number. How do you expand this minute? Okay. So nevertheless, so now what you do, I will restore back. I want to restore back. How do you restore? So I just shut down the database. You have to shut down. So actually, you should have shut down your application also. Okay, I think first thing I should have shut down the. Okay, I'll just start up and again shut down the application. Application should be brought down because you're doing a complete restore point. So I'm just starting the database and I'll shut down the application coolly because the application has to come down. Okay. So first thing what you do, you come to your all this you document because sometimes you forget this. So the all have to be documented very nicely. Means in real time, I don't follow these things. In the real time, if you see, I was working for one customer, it will be very well documented because here I'm just say it will be very well documented. Everything, whatever comments I will, I'm just because this is a client document, so I don't want to think. But it will be very clear. Very clear means very clear. Like in every piece of comments, we will just put it. Before whatever we are trying to do, we will in real time it will be more organized way. And if it are you're following some other document, so from this document you go to the other document and that document also everything whatever is there in the marked in yellow we just put it in yellow. So it will be a word document, but I because this is small topic I'm taking, but you follow this process also. You are like any screenshots are there, you try to put it like this is the thing, this is the thing, this is the thing. So in a real time there is no scope for mistakes because there is like like you cannot do any mistake in the real time. I just want to tell you the seriousness on this. Right, this like a simple step, this step, see, without shutting down the application I was shutting down the database. So this one, if you would have documented very well, so you just follow. So when in the real time you should just copy paste like you should just shut down the application and put all the commands. That is the way you need to do. So you have to, if you want to go to the restore point, you have to say startup mount. Directly on the production itself you can do. I tested at one of the place and it worked really nicely. So now you can say flashback to a restore point. So my restore point is what? Before cutover. That's it. You just give this command. So your database is moved back. And we created one table, right? And we created one table. That table we can see. Now you cannot see because database is not yet open. So we will just open the reset logs. So after this, I created a table. So we can check whether the table is there. It should be there or it should not be there.
It will not be there, sir.
It should not be there. Yeah. Because after the restore point, whatever changes you did, they will be lost. So we have created one table. See this one, test restore. the table is not there. So it means that already database is moved. Okay. Now what about the application? So what about the application, right? It's because now, if you see, this is changed because FS1 and FS2 also has changed. So because you're using the because the cutover is completed, right? So now what you have to do? So now what you have to do? You just go here. Sorry, you go here and move these 3 folders. Now FS1 to FS1 old, move FS2 to FS2 old, move FSNE old, right? So you moved back. So because we don't want to use it, but safeguard. So now what you do, you go to backup, right? Because you copied it before the backup, you copied it. These are all very safe. This is this very, so directly you can move. The move will work very fast. Like a flash, it works, right? So suppose you would have copied. I should change the location. The owner I should change, right? Suppose you would have copied to some other location, then the copy will take 1 hour. So that's the reason I always told you always maintain a you always maintain a backup local to you. Okay. Now what you do, you say move start all the 3 folders to this. See, so because you believe this, these 3 folders, you just move it. Okay. So now, so first what I'll do, I'll go to this change owner. Yeah. Change this owner. So even this also is taking some time. So because the 3 folders are 80 GB folders, so that's why in any commands you do, it will take a long time. So you're taken care of database. So one method you can do a restoration of restoration of the from RMAN backups and all. The second method, much faster method, is this one. So now you can go back to Oracle, go back to backup, and move these folders. Then that's it. So now you already moved back. So now if you say exit and come back and you say run, see, now you're back to the original situation. So it means that, and now let us see the status. It should be before cutover. Yeah. See, it came to before cutover. So the cutover part, you see, it is not started. So it means that both database also is been moved. The application is also moved. So now if you want, you can abort it or whatever you want to do. My database is, my application is up. Ultimately, I just, ultimately my application is up because after cutover, you felt that, oh, something has happened. You cannot tell, in the real time, you cannot tell that my application is not coming up, my database is not coming up. If you are not able to bring up your database and application, you will be in a very sensitive position. So that's the reason why you should find different methods, all the different methods to safeguard your database and application. Use rsync. Nobody's bothered with storage. Storage is very cheap nowadays. So take multiple backups, whatever cost you do, you have to ensure that if something happens, you are able to bring the application. So that's what is this one. See, so at a high level, yeah, you can also vary the current. At a high level, what you do, you have to first rsync. Okay, this rsync command I'll show you because you are copying to the local. Right. So first you take the backup. Either you, either use a copy and real time. We normally use rsync, and then you have to see rklog. System should be enabled. rklog, DB recovery should be enabled. Then you should say flashback on. Okay. Once the activity is complete,
this rsync, what is this minus here? ARVH minus delete. What deleted? The rsync command.
This one I'll tell you. Okay, see, once the activity is completed, what you do, don't forget this, you come back and say off. Right, so it is off. So the what that command is, this delete minus delete means, suppose a file is deleted on the original source. Okay, whether you want to delete while rsync also, right? So okay, let me tell you like this. Okay, I'll tell you with an example. Okay, make directory source, and make directory target. Source. Okay, touch A1. So A1 is the file which has to be copied, right? Okay. First is the source and first is target. Okay. Target. Okay. So when you run this command, okay, so it has copied A1 and it has copied to backup. So in target it has copied. Right. Okay, so the file has come. Okay. Now let us assume. So what you did in the source, sometimes what happens is you create new file is been added. Okay, new file is been added. At the same time, the existing file, one of the existing file is been removed. Okay, one of the file is been removed. Now what should happen? In the target, you should have only one file, because you removed one file. So it happens, right? In the source, sometimes you add, you delete. So when you add this delete, it will take care. We'll see this. Finally, what should happen is in the target, you should in the target and source should be same. Target and source be same. So in that source and target should be same. Okay. So we'll see whether it's happening or not, because in the target we have A1 and here we have A2. So is it getting synced? Okay, let us see. So let us see. It is now we are completed. So now we go to target. Target and source. Right? Now we'll see whether how many files are there. See, A2 is there. So that is what is delete command. If you don't do delete, right, what will happen? Target will be like target will it will go on add. It will not delete it. Did you got this? What is this delete? Everyone? Hello.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah. So right, it is very nice. It is a lot of people use the rsync, the beautiful command, how it will be used, right? So now in order to set our in order to set our thing, so what you do is thing. So now because we removed the backups, again you have to schedule the backups, right? So what are the three things what you do? You have to do FS2, source, and target. Target is like backup. First, 2, 3. This is FS1 and this is FSNE, right? I will just try FSNE because it is a small file. See, it is copying the FSNE. FSNE is a beautiful command. It does a very smart copy, and you can schedule it. You can put in a cron, you can put in a cron, you can put in a cron job. We put in a cron job and run every day. So that's pretty much about this. How you apply a patch. So you can take this as a any queries on the patching or about this restore point? Anyone? You try once, because if I normally when I do, I only learn, and I am gaining a lot. But I know I just want you guys also to get. So the only thing is you have to practice it. So this is in 4th week, right? I will put in the 4th week, which I'm going to send to you.
Yes, we will practice it. This is very important.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you should get all your commands, and then only you should jump into dump into this jump into the activities. Okay, so our application is up, right? So we can just little bit play around.
One question is there. rsync related, can you elaborate what it is? And
rsync is a Linux command. People use to copy files from source to target machine. So in this, I'm using my source and target are the same machine. But normally, what they do, in a real time examples. So normally you'll have a source machine. This is a lot of companies do. A lot of companies do. So this will be a source machine, and there will be a target machine, like a remote server, right? Remote machine. RBAN backups. They want to copy to some other location. So see, this is like a source machine, and this is like a target machine, right? So you want to copy all the files from here to here, right? It could be RBAN backups, it could be application files or anything. So then you can use this rsync. Rsync is a Linux command. Rsync is a Linux command, basically to copy files from source to target.
And even, sir, when we do the DR switch over and switch back,
yes,
this command is very important.
Right. Yeah. Even we use for a lot of companies, they don't have a DR actually. A lot of companies, they don't have a DR, right? So so actually they don't have a DR. So in that case, what they do, they basically use this rsync. The DR is like a rsync. What they do, they basically take a RBAN backup, and they move it to a target machine. They move it to a target. In my 10 clients, 5 clients, they follow this method. What they do, they don't have a DR because DR is expensive and lot of things has to be changed. They use rsync. They basically copy the RBAN backups to the target server and application also to the target machine, right? So so this one, whatever we did, right, even at the you can go to these you can go to this, and I have applied last week only. It was a 12.2. 12.2. I have applied a lot of patches. Okay, so then you can go to this applied patches, and you can check like what are the patches have been applied. So like you can come to this applied patches and say go. Right? See, see, this is what I have applied all of this, like ADC or 12.2 consolidated. Yesterday I discussed, right? 12.2 12 patches, right? See, this is the one. This is the main patch. And if you want to see how much time it took, how much time it took. Actually, your voice is breaking. Yes, so your voice is breaking actually.
Yeah, we have navigation.
No, your voice is breaking. I wanted to tell you from the beginning, your voice is breaking. Right. So here you can, if you see, if you want, you can get a lot of details here. So actually, it took like 3 hours, 46 minutes. Yeah, it actually took 3 hours, 46 minutes for this particular patch in my system, because my system is 64 GB RAM and so many CPUs are there, right? How do you know the CPUs? The CPU prop. Anybody? What is this command? I always forget this. CPU proc. How do you know?
cat etc cat PROC. Cat PRs.
Cat PRs, correct. No. Some other command. Tell me, some other command is there. Cat proc, something like that. So yeah, so this is 64 GB RAM and is having a lot of, that's why it took very less time. Right. So it, like this, actually this particular place, when you come to applied patches, right, you can get lot of details here. Lot of reports you can get. I'll go to this one only, the big patch. Right. So you can it's fine. Right. You can get what are the files been copied. Right. What are the files been copied? You can get bug fixes. What are the bug fixes it has fixed? Right. And action summary. Like all of this you can get from this particular thing. Right. So with this knowledge, you have to go and apply this 12.2 to 12.212. So all the steps are there, and I'll also send the patches also. So mine is, as I told you, a little bit older version, and all the patches are related to this. So mine is 2019. So if Altaf sends the latest one, then we can go with that. But you just want to practice it. However, in the real time, you will have the access to the latest patches. You can download and apply. But this will at least give you a this will give you a flow, like how normally the process remains the same. Only the patches may vary. But with this list, you can successfully apply the patches and bring your system to 12.214. How to access forms? How to access forms is, for some reason it only runs on IE. So only for me it only runs in IE, and also for this, in order to open the forms, it only runs in the IE, and also I think I need some compatibility. Also I did it. Yeah, in compatibility setting I added the domain name. So two things you do if you want to really open the forms and check, right? Because you just want to see whether the forms are open. Because I never showed you forms getting opened. Yeah, cat CPU proc. Yes, this is the proc CPU info. Right. So mine is 4 CPUs are there. 4 CPUs are there. So up to 8. Up to 8 workers I can use, because mine is 4 CPUs. Mine is a Xeon server, 64 GB RAM. So it ran only within 3 hours it got completed. And just verify, because once you apply a patch, ultimately you want to see whether forms are opening or not, because after everything you have to validate it. You also have to run a concurrent program and test it whether it is opening or not, right? So it will not work on Chrome. It will not work on Firefox. We have not enabled the web start also, right? We have not enabled the web start also. If you enable web start, then irrespective of the browser, it will work. But in our case, we have not yet did that, right? So we'll do that. It's part of our course. But till the time, it works on IE. IE, unless you make compatibility settings, you have to add the domain name. Okay, and you can always see what is your current version. So this was a 12.2, and I made it 12.212 with delta 14. How do you know whether delta 14? Think you can know. I think you can know by AD admin. I think you can know that. Yeah, see, it is coming to C14.
When you do Adobe status is also showing this.
What is showing? Yeah, so this is the latest one. We are in Delta 14. So if you are able, yeah, so if you have to install a 12.2 base, and on top of it, if you apply all the patches, it comes to this level. Normally we also test it, we run a request and active users. So this is all basic testing, simple testing, but every company may have different ways of testing, but at least basic things you have to test and give to the user. I normally, what I do first, whether I check whether the concurrent marriages are up. See, when this everything actual and target are same, it means that concurrent marriage is up and running. So this is the one check, and then we run a active users request and see whether it is running or not, whether it is completed or not. So it is still running now. So whether outputs are generating. So basic things you have to do and release to the customer. You have all your basic tests, because the thing is we do we miss one thing. We miss one simple thing, and it goes to the client, and unnecessarily they will find out, and unnecessarily we have to feel nervous, oh, this is missing. Our works are very less. I'm honestly telling you, our works are very less. So, but we need to be a bit careful. How many of you agree that our works are very less? As compared to other people, our works are very less.
Based on this,
yeah, based on the support. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Somehow I'm feeling our works are, as compared to all the other team, our works are less. But yeah, you are like, yeah, it all depends upon the experience, like cloning, if the cloning activity is given, how fast you do. So it all depends upon all these factors. But
hello.
Yeah.
It's different from a support, like shared and dedicated, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's yeah, right. So it is completed, and you can also see the output. Yeah, that's all. At least if you do the basic things, and then you can release the instance. Right. So our work is less. Why I told you is, it all depends upon your expertise. How, suppose a cloning activity is given, it normally takes 8 hours. If you are ready with all your tools, like what are the best methods, then your day becomes easy. If you plan, if you keep all your scripts ready, if you don't keep that, then you feel it is tension. Just keep all of your cold backup, hot backup, different ways of RMAN backups. So sometimes something which works at one place may not work at other places. Okay. So with that knowledge, we'll come to the next topic called auto config. Today we'll start auto config, and next week we will run on AD admin, and after that we cloning. So, and actually before I started, I have also after coming to 12.24, right, I took a backup. I ran pre-clone on database, I ran pre-clone on application. Okay, I just want to tell you, because just want to know, the next step. And I've taken the backup, and if you see my backup, you see I've taken a backup 12.214. Only 3 files will be there. So this is 1210 tar backup, and EBS, my run file system backup, and this is the database backup. So you only need 3. After, you have to run pre-clone. If you don't run pre-clone of database, and if you don't run pre-clone on application, and you take a backup, that's of no use. So after coming to 12.2, because I may have to upgrade to 19C, or I want to clone some other machine, I want to clone to some other machine, or whatever maybe. So that's the reason how you take a backup. So you run the pre-clone on database, pre-clone on application, take the database home backup, take the database backup, and take the run file system, only EBS apps. That's all. So if you have these 3 files, if you have these 3 files, anyone can clone. Even if I share with you all these 3 files, you can also clone and bring it to 12.212. So that is the thing you need to do, because I want to move it to Red Hat 8, Oracle Enterprise Linux 8. So I'm preparing the environment, and I already started. Mostly by next week I'll be showing you. Yeah, actually I created a VM. Yeah, it's already completed, but next week I'll be showing you. So what I did is I created a Linux. I have an ISO file 8. So I created a VM. So then what I do, I'll show next week. Okay, I'll show next week. First I'll try myself. If it's successful, then I will show anything. Or I'll try once, and then I will show you. So because I promised you that our environment will be 8, right? So by default 12.2 you cannot install on 8 directly. I literally wasted a lot of time on that. So you minimum 12.23. So we are already 12.214. So what you have to do is of course I have to complete the cloning topic. So that will be done not next week, after that week. Then you should be run. But I'm just giving a fair idea, how it will be done. Right. So this is a Linux 8. So then I'll copy these 3 files and I will do a cloning. So that's the plan. I'm just preparing. I also have a lot of things to do. More than you guys have a lot of things to do. So I also have things to do on supply shared application file system, adding a node. So I have to start preparing. I'm preparing my environments and keeping it ready. In between, I'm just showing you what's happening. Okay. All right. So are you guys enjoying the class?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's pretty good.
Sir, this upgrade document for 12.2 the steps are same what we previously done.
Yeah.
First we apply because you just shown the high level steps, but how will go for step by step?
Yeah, it is the
First we done
same.
this.
Yeah, except only the patch numbers are different. Only the patch numbers are different, but otherwise the process is the same. Yeah, if you're you can try. I will also share the patch numbers. You can try, because whole thing, if at all even I want to show also, it will be very difficult. It will, because few patches will take hours and hours. So you can try, and if you are having anything, you can always let me know. But you can try first. It needs basic 12.2 and this document to bring it to 12.214. All right. So with that, we'll come to this particular auto config. At least we'll introduce, we'll just brush up auto config. Okay. And we'll see how it goes. So describe the application context, describe the auto config and its key features, describe the configuration changes and reducing role for auto config, identifying the scripts used by auto config, run auto config to configure Oracle e-business suite system, update application context parameters, restore application context parameters, rollback auto config session, run auto config is the test mode. So at a high level, so we have 2 context files. One is the database context file and one is the application context file. So database context file will have all the database related parameters. Application context file will have all the application related parameter files. So any changes you have to you have to do to this particular context file. Okay, but there are 2 separate. So how do you see? How do you see the context file? So if you see this echo, that's my favorite command. I normally say echo context file just to find out where is my location. So this is your context file, and if you open this context file, normally we should not make changes. You can make the changes from the you can make the changes from the from the OEM. But see, this is what is your context file, and this will have everything. And why Oracle is maintaining this context file is, instead of you making changes to multiple files, why not you change at one place? I want to enable SSL. I want to implement load balancer changes. I want to make load balancer changes. So discovery changes. So whatever changes I want to do, maybe I want to add the custom top. So like this, I'm just telling you 4 or 5 examples. Or I want to change the web port. In our example, I'll be showing you how to change the web port. I'll be showing you how to change the web port. So for that also, you have to open from the console and do some changes, and by that you can make that. So for any changes, any environment related changes, you have to go to this. Mostly database context file changes are very less. Database also has a context file. Yeah, so database also has a context file, but normally we don't do much changes to the database unless like a listener port, something like that. But normally, with my experience, normally we don't do much changes to the database. So mostly we do the changes to the application, right? Okay, so with that knowledge, we'll we'll try to understand this topic. AutoConfig is the configuration management tool which centralizes and simplifies the Oracle E-Business configuration management, removes the need to make manual updates to the configuration files, works in conjunction with Oracle Application Manager to edit and update system configuration, works in the same way on all platforms. So centralizes and simplifies Oracle E-Business configuration management. That's the main thing. And works in conjunction of Oracle Application Manager. This is very interesting. So I can show you. So you can come to Oracle Application Manager, and where is AutoConfig? Yeah, you can come to this AutoConfig. See, here you have this. See, you can see from the backend. You can also see from Oracle, from the Oracle Application Manager also. And if you want to make changes also, you can do this. You can click this, and you can make the changes. Like even if you want to make any changes to the application, you can do changes to the database. So you can do these changes here. I'll be covering one example mostly next week. Today I want to cover the theory part, and next week I'll be covering the practical part of it. How to, like, at least web port. For example, this web port is 8010, and you want to make the change. You want to make it 8020. How to do that? So that one we will be covering in this topic to understand this. So AutoConfig instance creation activities include creation of a configuration file to be used at runtime, execution of a SQL script to set profile options, creation of shell scripts or Windows command file that will run the just created SQL script via SQL Plus and then execute the shell script, creation of scripts to start up and shut down services. So whenever you run AutoConfig, every time the environment file start-stop scripts also will be created. That's why we should not make any changes to our start-stop scripts, because even you make the changes, it will be lost. So rapid install captures all the configuration parameters associated with your installation in 2 context files. One is the application and one is the database. Parameters for application tag, Apple Top and Oracle E-Business Stack are stored in the application context file. Parameters for the database tag are stored in the database context file. So there are 2 context files. That's what you need to understand. Working with context files, you can modify existing configuration parameters using the AutoConfig editor in the OEM. So any changes you have to do from OEM, that is the recommended one. So when you save the new parameters, Oracle Application Manager stores them in Oracle Application Manager schema and automatically updates, synchronizes the context file. Yes. So whenever you do the save changes, it will get updated. You must run autoconfig. So once the changes are completed, you must run autoconfig to update the system configuration files and database profiles in the new parameters, right? So once you run autoconfig, once you make the changes, after that you need to run autoconfig to make the changes permanent. So it is actually called context name hyphen XML file is located under instance top Apple admin folder directory of both the run and the patch file system on each node of the application. Contains configuration information for application tier of a specific Oracle E-Business Suite system. Is used to configure all other files necessary to set up and make available at particular Oracle E-Business Suite system. Right. So database context file also, it also is the same like this. It is stored in some app util location. Configuration, it contains the configuration information about the database. The simple application context file will contain the application information. Database context file will contain the database information. So any changes to the environment, simple examples are load balancer changes, right? In our thing, I'll be covering the load balancer. Okay, just to deviate your attention because this is becoming a little long. Even I have found out a method how to do our load balancer setup, and everybody can try this. So just to deviate your attention, sometimes you may be feeling a little boring. So make it a little bit more interesting. So yesterday I set up Windows 2016. So this is my DNS server. This can act like your DNS server. Everybody can implement because in my course I'll be covering this OAM OAD, right? So you don't need to have a load balancer. So here you can add, you can add your scan listener for the rack. You can. I have installed the DNS. I configured the Active Directory. I'll show you. Everything is documented. And even load balancer. See, this is called a DNS load balancer for the shared application file system. I'll be showing you DNS listener. Some people, by commands, they can use it. They will prepare a separate system called a DNS server, and there is one method of doing that. But another method is you can have Windows 2016 with runs for 6. It comes with a 6 months trial. So this can act like a DNS server for you. So very interesting thing, I'll be showing you. So you don't need to have load balancer. You can practice with, if you have a Windows 2016. But a lot of steps are there. But I am there for you to, with all my screenshots and all, only that you need to have a lot of time. So you have to do something called a forward zone. This may be new. This may be new for all of you, but in my course I'll be covering SSO. You have to thank Spencer, who asked me to do OAD OEM. So even we can see, this is what I created 2 A records. I created 2 A record which will act like a load balancer. Right, even the scan listeners also, I'll be adding 3 scan listener. This is something like a DNS. This is something like a DNS. So if all my servers are registered here, if all my servers is registered here, then in my local etc host, I don't need to have an entry. Mostly in companies they will do like this only. All of your machines will be added to the DNS server. And that way you don't need to make an entry in the etc host. That's why in your company you go to any machine, you can access other machines. Why? Because they would have registered in the DNS. So in my case, I have installed a Windows 2016 server, and I did a lot of steps. Of course, there are a lot of steps I did, which I'll be covering when I do OID OEM, Active Directory. So load balancer, if you see, I added 2 records. This I gave random numbers 1.91 and 1.90. Right now, if you see the magic. So you go to any machine and say NS lookup, okay, and say LB, load balancer. That is the load balancer name, okay. Okay. Right. Okay. My resolve.config. Okay. I just have to do one small change. I have to inform my my machine that please search Active Directory. So Active Directory is my DNS server. So I'm making my name server. My name server is my Active Directory. This is my Active Directory IP address. So now if you say NS lookup and say LB, see, it is listening. If you see whether these entries are there in etc host, these entries are not there. See, it is not there. I didn't added this. Right? So how it is working? Because of DNS. So this is the what I'll be using for our I'll be using for scan. Because for the when you install the rack, right, you need a 3 scan listener. How I'm going to do? I'll be having 3 records. I'll be adding 3 records, A records in the DNS server. So similarly for load balancer also, right? I don't have a load balancer. I don't have hardware load balancer. But how do I show you? So like this, I have to add. I can add another one. If you see, I'll just show you for your sake, interest. What I'll do. I'll add another record, A record, and I say LB. Okay, so I say 192, 168, 1.93. What is the thing I left? 90 and 91, right? So I'll give 92. Right, I added the 8 record. So I go to a DNS server and I add this record. Done, right? So I add this. So now I say NS lookup LB. See, now 3 records have come. And it will do a round robin. So if you do a round robin means actually, they will shift. See here 91, 90, 92. Now it is 91, 92, 90. So you don't need a load balancer. You can use, you can install this Active Directory and register this servers. And I'll be showing you, because I'll be showing you shared application file system and also load balancer, right? When shared application file system comes up, 2 application tags will come. 2 application tags will come. Before this, I was using some other tool. I also forgot that. I was used to some other tool to simulate it. Ping or some tool I was using. But actually now I found a much better method. Like you can have your own.
Software you're using.
What is that?
Pound software.
Long ago I was using Pound software, but that is little Pound software. But now I found much better method to simulate this load balancer. So I will show you. I'm exploring. The main part is completed. Now this week I'll be working on this shared application file system. Then I will configure. Once the 2 application tags are there, then you need a load balancer. How can I show in the home? Suppose if you want to practice, you can just install this Active Directory. It comes with 6 months trial. 6 months trial, and after that, after installing, you have to configure the DNS and start adding these records. So it will be used for 2 purposes. One, as a scan, because scan logs in a real time, right? What will do? Scans will be registered in the DNS. The same thing I'm going to simulate. I will have 3 scan listeners, and I'll be using that for installation of rack also. Yeah. So just to make you just make you things more interesting, right? Okay. Okay, we'll continue with this. Okay, we have application context file, we have a database context file. So what is the benefit of a context file? So the XML format is easier to read and use than a variety of formats in individual configuration file. Configuration information is represented in a platform independent format. The context file is able to handle Windows registry information. It supports shared application tier file system, allows you to synchronize multiple nodes. By describing all the services for a particular Appletop in a single application context file, services can be started and shut down easily. So that is the main thing. All the changes can be applied to the single application context file and services can be started. See, so for example, tomorrow I have decided that I don't want a concurrent manager on this machine. Whatever reason, I don't want concurrent manager, CM to be running on my machine. So what I have to do? I just don't, because it is taking, I want to move it to some other machine. So then what you have to do, you just have to open this context file and just disable two things and run autoconfig. That's all. So what you have to do, if you go here, right. So you come here and you say is yes, no, I don't want concurrent manager. This is the only one thing. This is the only one thing. This is the only one thing. Yes. So if you say I don't want concurrent manager and you say no and you run autoconfig, then concurrent manager will not run on this. So that way, that powerful it is. So you can, for some reason, your company has found out that concurrent manager is taking a lot of resources. You want to move to some other machine. So how do you disable concurrent manager in this machine? So you just have to change this parameter from yes to no and run autoconfig. That's all. Automatically, the new start-stop scripts will be created and concurrent manager will be down. So that's what he's telling. There are very less files for Oracle development to maintain and support, improving robustness and reliability across Oracle e-business suite. Facilitate support for Oracle RAC also. So all instances.
How we can know CMs? We can disable it, but what is the process of moving to other machine?
That one you need to add a new node. First, you need to add a new node. And when add node comes up, I'll tell you. When add node comes up, we'll create a pairs file. In that, you say that I only want concurrent manager. So you only enable concurrent manager. That way you can do that. So when I cover the add node, I will show that. Okay. So avoids the need for repeated configuration information. The Appletop environment file is described in single file. The database environment file single file, easier to integrate into process of cloning new systems. Yes, the cloning is also dependent upon this context file as opposed to editing numerous files. I like only this one. So instead of editing multiple files, you only work with a single file. Right. So autoconfig creates configuration file by reading several different types of file from various locations. That is correct. So how does this configuration files are created? Actually, it reads a lot of driver file, template files, application context file, and an autoconfig engine is run, and these configuration files are created. What is these configuration files? Like environment file, start-stop scripts. So whichever file if you open and it says that this file is been maintained by autoconfig. For example, if you open this, if you open this admin scripts home and open this ADCM CTL. So this file, if you see if it says this message, do not edit this file. This is managed by automatically managed by autoconfig. So it means that whenever you run autoconfig, this file will be edited. Also, I wanted to show, where is this template? Okay, I wanted to show something. Yeah, this is what I was telling. So yeah, some of the directories will have this template folder. So that is what he's telling. It gets the information from driver file, template files. So actually, how does Oracle applications brings new files? So when you're applying a patch, right? When you're applying a patch, it updates these templates. It updates this template. It updates the driver files, and then when you run autoconfig, it gets created. It will actually collects this information from these templates and creates this creates this all the configuration files. So that is how it maintained. That's what I wanted to show you. If you go to this any folder, you'll find template files also. Right. So that is what he told. See, that's what I'm telling. He has already covered it. During the installation, the autoconfig script uses template files to create the basic settings. There is one template for each configuration file. Different versions of template file exist for Unix and Windows. On application tier, the template files are located in this particular folder. On database tier also, you have template folder. So whenever patches are applied, actually they make changes to the template. And when you run autoconfig, automatically the changes are applied. So how to modify the context file running autoconfig from OEM? So you can, as I showed you, you can come to OEM, you can come to autoconfig and make the changes. Right, these screens I already shared with you. Yeah, you have an application context file and you have a database context file. Right, you can click this one and you can make the changes. Right, so editing autoconfig manage file. So if few of the files are if any file is mentioned like this, you should not manually edit this file. So you have to use OEM autoconfig to edit parameters in application context and then run autoconfig to generate the configuration files while updating it. So how do you edit it? From the OEM, you have to open it and make the changes whatever parameter you want to change, and then run autoconfig. So any parameters you want to change, you can change it. So after the change, it will ask you whether you want to whether you want to save or not, and after saving, it will tell you please run autoconfig also. Right, it will confirm the changes, and see, now it tells now you have to run autoconfig. So you have to make the changes from OEM and then run autoconfig. So you can also restore. Suppose for some reason you want to restore. So you can do two ways. Normally, what I do is we take the backup of context file. I'm telling you this is very important thing. So any changes you're trying to do, you take the backup of the context file, and after that you make any changes and something is not working. Then what you do? Just revert that the backup of the OEM, your context file, and then run autoconfig. That's all. Everything will be correct. This guy also has given one method how to do that. From the OEM, you can say show history and start reverting. But I don't follow this process. And he is also given a restore.sh command by which also you can restore the changes. This is theoretical, but practically we follow this method. Let me repeat it. Let me repeat that. Okay, let me show you. So what I do is echo context file. So any changes you are doing, what we do, we take this backup and give a name. Like either you can give an original, or you can say October 1st, like October 1st, or before load balancer changes, or before SSL changes. Give a name, and after that you do the changes. And suppose it has worked, fine. If it didn't work, then what you do? You revert it. So what you do is, this is the old one, right? So you revert it. You make this one to this one. That's it. Then run autoconfig. Then it comes back to the original one. So this guy has given one method, you can say show history, and it will tell you show differences from the current configuration. What is the changes you did? So it will tell you what is the current value and what is the old value. So whether you want to revert, So after that, you need to run the autoconfig. You must run autoconfig for your system to make the context file updates to your system. Doing so generates the new configuration file. Autoconfig uses the parameters stored in the context file and system config templates to create the new process control script and update the system profiles. Right. So yeah. So where are these autoconfig files? So if you go to admin scripts home, you can find the autoconfig.sh file. So you can find under AD top autoconfig operation, the main autoconfig AD config sh or the AD config. This is the file name. It is located in admin scripts in the application tag or in the context file. The main script is called another script. Actually, when you run this, it will call this particular script. So yeah, when you run this script, it actually indirectly calls this particular script. So how do you run autoconfig? You stop the application. Yeah, this is very important for you. You need to stop the application and run autoconfig. Run autoconfig on database tier to update the configuration file and run autoconfig on application. Database should not be down. We don't bring the database because it will ask you for the app's password. So basically you stop the application tab and you run autoconfig. Then you start the application. Right? So how do you run autoconfig? How do you run autoconfig? You go to admin scripts home and run the autoconfig. Right. Similarly, database also the same process, same procedure. Yeah. So the log files, and every time you run an autoconfig, a session is been created in form of mmddyy, because there will be something like a restore.sh. If you want to restore, you can restore it. This is one method what Oracle is recommending. It based on month, dd, hour, it maintains every time you run an autoconfig. It maintains it maintains a file. So anytime if you want to roll back, those people have given a script called rollback script. You can go to that particular session and you can use that rollback if at all you want to roll back. Right? Yeah, restore. Sorry, the script is called restore.sh. So you can do this restore.sh and run autoconfig. This is the Oracle recommended one. So you can also run autoconfig in a test mode. Just you want to see what are the differences, because autoconfig is the art of the system, and if something happens, your old system will be disturbed. So that's the reason before you can really apply. You can run it in a test mode. You can run in a test mode. How do you do that? You can do that by running this AD-config context file is equal to pass the context file. It will create an HTML file where you can find the differences, what it happens. Right? So yeah, it creates a HTML file. I'll be showing you next week all of this, like, practically I'll be showing you. Today we'll cover the theory part. Next week we'll cover the practical part. Right? File system changes report. So yeah, basically when you run in the test mode, it gives all this information. The file system changes report is divided into following sections: autoconfig context file changes, service group status changes, configuration file, new configuration file, and template configuration customization. Similarly, database changes report also will have this information. Other autoconfig features, parallel run option. So we will see all of this. I think we'll stop at this point, and we will see in the next week. Next week all of this. I think today we are good with this. What you're doing. Yeah, I think there are 4 or 5 slides which we will see next week. So next week we will also have interesting topics with some practicals. Maybe next week I'll be ready with my shared applicant file system also. So this week I already created, as I showed you. I have already created I was only worried about the load balancer. So the load balancer has been completed. Load balancer is completed using this Active Directory. So mostly by next week, I'll cover autoconfig, and there are a few topics, and also AD admin. That will be the next week, and after that cloning. So once cloning is completed, we are good. we are good. After that, all the advanced topics from upgrading from 12C to 19C, or data guard, OAD, OAM, whatnot. We have so many things to do. A lot of things are there. I also have to get ready. Means first I need to practice it, right? What I'll do, I'll practice it. I'll document it. Whatever is possible, I'll do. Otherwise, I will share with you, and you can follow that. If you follow, and if you are having any issues, you can you can always let me know. So that's it I have for today. If you have any queries, you can ask me. Otherwise, we are done for today.
Good evening, Kishore. Raj here.
Hi, Raj sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, good. How are things going on, Raj?
Well, I want to follow your sessions.
Yeah, but it's early morning.
It's very early morning. I just got up, and if you can move it by 1 hour, if possible.
Yeah.
See, right
no.
now it is 8 o'clock Western time.
Yeah.
Pacific time.
Yeah. See, all these are after cloning. You have heard. After cloning, only all the advanced topic comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
have you sent us the recordings so I can at least catch up with you?
Yeah. Every week you are part of my team. So
I didn't get any email from you this week.
okay. Let me see your name. Yeah, correct. If nobody attends a couple of sessions, I'm removing it. Okay, I will again. I will see.
Yesterday I asked Sridhar. He did not reply. Actually, he was busy. He replied, but then I was busy.
Yeah. So normally, what I do is, if somebody doesn't attend 2-3 sessions, I'll just put it in a. See, like this. These all people they told they will attend, but they are not attending. So I'll put it. Okay. Now I again added you back. So I will share. Already 3 weeks are completed. Today's is 4th week. So I will share the 4th week recording. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, guys.
In the auto convoy, there is one more topic, sir. You told me to remind adding the OA core in the VS.
Yeah. So yeah, in this part, I'll be showing you that part, not in auto convoy, but it's covered in some other topic. I'll be covering that part also. Okay.
You'll be covering WebLogic also, right?
Yeah, adding the OA course, I'll be adding the OA core and how to add the managed server. I'll be covering that. Okay. All right then. So thank you for attending, and we'll catch up next week. Bye, guys.
Okay, Kishore. Thank you.